Okay. Well, what we're going to do today, I am supposed to be asleep right now because I worked last night and I had to get up and do a few things this morning. I'm very tired, but I don't want to go to sleep because I am waiting on somebody to call me back about something. So I don't want to be asleep when that happens. So today we're going to do something a little different. Last couple days we've been playing MORTIMER, which has frustrated me to no end because of the level generation. This time I'm going to plug in an old game I wrote a long time ago. This game is not very optimized. The programming was fairly poor. It's something that I did in order to enter into a programming contest. And it's kind of cool. It's a cool game. I'm happy that I made it. I would like to redo it at some point in a different programming language or compile it into assembly language or something like that. Let me see if I can find... Yeah, let's click this. That way I can watch. And it's kind of cool. It's a cool game. I'm happy that I made it. I would like to redo it. Okay. There we go. Okay, perfect. Now we're set up. So this game is called Writing for the Brand. It is a Western type gunfighter game. Pretty basic. You have to fight against... Hang on, let me see if I can pull up this screen here and I'll read it to you. Let's see. So this is... This is... Well, I'm having a hard time pulling it up on my screen here. Let's see. Let me see if I can show this here real quick. Notepad. Here we go. Okay. So I don't know if you can read this in the so on the screen, but basically it says the following. It says, I finally finished it. My newest game attempt. Let me see if I can slide this thing over. Yeah. With this game, I reached for some of the things that meant most to me: loyalty, justice, the West, music, the TI-99, Louis L'Amour, and spaghetti westerns. I spent way too much time on this game tweaking and trying different things. It started off as a fourth game, but I couldn't get my head around some aspects of the language, so I decided to try assembly language. I spent 3 or 4 days plugging through some assembly language books and made some progress, but as usually happens with me, I attempted to do a mock-up of the game in XB to give myself some direction. That's extended basic, and that ended up being the final format. I'm going to skip a lot of this. So Writing for the Brand, this takes place in Tucumcari, New Mexico in 1862. Here's the synopsis. You are Buck McShane, a loyal cowboy who rides for the brand. This is a term which describes a loyal employee. Let me see if I can adjust the size on this thing here. So there we go. You still may not be able to read that, but... You face 9 outlaws here. Okay, so bounties have been placed on the heads of the 9 outlaws. They'll say, okay, you are a man who rides for the brand and is fiercely dedicated to his employer and expects the same in return. A man who rides for the brand pulls his own weight and is highly respected in the outfit. Your foreman has been murdered and the majority of the cattle herd has been stolen. Bounties have been placed on the heads of the 9 outlaws and you aim to collect. You were injured in the gun battle between the outlaws and your foreman, so you are not as quick as you once were. Still, your loyalty and rage drives you to bring justice to these criminals. You have no experience as a gunfighter, and you will only have a Navy pistol, an old Navy pistol, to use as a weapon. This pistol will jam and misfire, so you cannot be too careful when you come up against the outlaws who intend on killing you. The 9 outlaws you will face are true hardened criminals. They are good with a gun and quick to dodge your bullets. You will be given bounty information on each outlaw before you face him. Be careful and wise, and once again you will bring peace back to Tucumcari. Be careless and you'll be coyote food. Let's see what else we got going here. Okay, game info. Written in August 2011. Sound player was built by Matthew Haggerty, and I wrote the score. It's my original score. So the rest of this is talks about stuff. Anyway, doesn't matter. What we're going to do is we're going to play this game. And it is not a great game, but it is one that I wrote, so I will enjoy bringing you the hot fire. So here we go. Let's see how this game turns out here. We're going to do extended basic. Let's see, get this thing to load up here. Okay. Writing for the brand. Press enter to continue. You are Buck McShane, a loyal cowboy who rides for the brand. A band of outlaws has murdered your foreman and stolen most of the herd. The law has placed a bounty on this ruthless band of criminals, and you aim to collect. Armed only with an old Navy pistol that jams and misfires, blah, blah, blah. You already heard all this. So you get to start here. You can select what level you want to start at. And we're going to start with Pig Farmer because I haven't played this game in a really, really long time. No idea if I even remember how all the controls work. I'm pretty sure it's just joystick direction and the fire button. So that's what we're going to do right now. My goal here, other than just to beat the game, is to write down the names of all of these outlaws because I would like to create a set of splits so that I can speedrun this game. Speedrunning your own game. Sounds pretty pathetic. But that's what I want to do. So we're going to start off as a pig farmer, and we're going to see what we can do here. Alright, there's the music I wrote. Alright, our first outlaw is WALT SEEVER. Okay, he's the guy in the red, I'm the guy in the black, and the goal here is to shoot him 5 times. Once you shoot an outlaw 5 times, you have defeated that outlaw. And you kill him and you collect the bounty. Nope, I just got shot. Red screen turns red, I just got shot. So I'm down to 4 lives at this point. Yeah. And the music will go until it reaches the end of the loop, and then it starts back up whenever a new circumstance occurs, whether you beat the level, shoot the guy again, or he shoots you. So next outlaw is going to be Cat in the Cloud. And Cat in the Cloud's a little faster. He's a little more accurate. And his bullets travel slightly faster as well. And that's the general ramp of this game. Each outlaw is just a little quicker and a little more accurate. So the idea here would be to shoot the outlaws and not to get shot by the outlaws. I'll shoot this guy one more time, and we'll see the next outlaw. Oh, we missed him there. I thought I had him. I missed him. Oh, come on. I had him there. I know I did. Oh, he shot me again. See? They're deadly, these outlaws, you know? Hell, they killed my foreman. Okay, Tuco is next. Tuco. Tuco's a little tougher to see here. He's in sort of a lime greenish. Okay. We are making short work of Tuco here. Ooh, I thought I had him on that one. Okay. Next is Whitey McSween. Whitey McSween is next. As you can tell, his sprite is indicative of his name, or vice versa. Let's see here. Who's now? Whitey McSween. Okay, we're doing well. We're doing well. Not as well as I would like. I would prefer to be at this point without having lost any lives, but it has really been 10 years since I played this game. Dang, this guy's faster than we are at this point. Okay, next is Stark Wilson. Stark Wilson's next. here we go. He's quick. Now Stark Wilson moves fast. Let's see, I can't even keep up with him at this point. So at this point, it's all about angles. You gotta lead him like a receiver. Okay, Mortimer. Colonel Mortimer is next. Colonel Mortimer's pretty tough. As always, they start off relatively slow, and they build speed throughout the course of the encounter. I just got shot by Colonel Mortimer, so I'm down to my last life now. I can't get shot again. I'd really love to get to the end without dying all the way, but it's not looking good for the good guys right now. Okay, next is Indio. Indio's tough too. And they get to moving pretty quick. Each one of these characters has a different color associated with their sprite. And the last two are pretty brutal. You will see. Okay, Indio's dead. Angel Eyes is next. Okay, I want you to look at this character here. So, as you can see, it's very difficult to see Angel Eyes. He is not invisible. He is simply colored the same color as the sky. So, you can still see his feet if you look carefully on the top of the sand there. You can still see his feet. Now, it makes it very difficult to shoot this guy. And I got him once there. Yeah, he's a toughie. This Navy pistol I'm using sucks. He's a tough one to kill because it's just so hard to see the character, you know. Okay, I got him there. Okay, so we're getting close now. Oh crap. Okay, we're both down to our last hurrah here. Angel Eyes is nasty hard. The thing is, he's quick too, so it's very difficult to see him while you're trying to evade his bullets. So, man. Oh, so glad he missed me there. I just about got killed. There we go. Okay, so this is our last enemy. Sergio Leone is this guy. Now, you can't see him at all, because he's invisible. He's literally invisible. I got him once. So the idea here would be that you simply follow the track of the bullet and try to place where he's at. I got him again. He's tough, man. It's just sort of a shot in the dark kind of thing. You've got to sort of follow the pattern of how the other guys have been doing in order to get him. It's really difficult. But this was, oh, I got him again. Okay, so I've only got to shoot him 2 more times. There's one, so I only have, now his bullets here get super fast. Look, I beat him. The reign of terror is over for the outlaw gang. You have earned the respect of all your fellow cowboys and proven that it pays to ride for the brand. You have earned more than $60,000 in your quest, and you set off to buy your own ranch somewhere in Colorado. Let's see if we can hear the... I beat it. I was down to my last life, but I beat it. So that is a game I wrote. Okay, so Serenade in the Sunroom asks, what game is that? This is a game called Writing for the Brand, and it is a game I wrote. The main character, Buck McShane, is my son. And so that's the game. If you play again, you can play as a cowpoke or a gunslinger, or you can try to do this again as a pig farmer. But in any case, that's the game. Pretty simple game, not that great of a control. Doesn't have the greatest controls in the world. It's extended basic, which means the inputs can be tricky at times, and it's not as fast as, say, an assembly language game. Serenade in the Sunroom says, where's your cowboy hat? You know what? I'm playing Writing for the Brand. I might as well grab my cowboy hat. Hold on a second. All right, I feel a lot more like myself now. Let's see. Okay, good. All right. Yes, I feel much more like myself now. All right, so this is a game, like I said, that I wrote called Writing for the Brand. My hat looks like crap. Why did I do this to my hat? It looks like ass. All right, it doesn't matter. Linda asks, can you download the game? You can. It requires the use of an emulator. I use Classic 99. If you're really interested in learning how to run the game, I have written several games for this computer system. I can send you a message about that. So I'm going to run through it one more time. I'm going to run through this thing one more time here. As I'm going to do it as a pig farmer again, because I need to see if I have the skill set to get through without dying. Okay, let's do it as a pig farmer. Here we go. WALT SEEVER first at $100. Got him. Got him. Got him. One more shot and he's down for the count. Got him. Perfect. So, so Cat McCloud is next. Oh, come on. I must have shot over his head there. Let's see. He's not shooting right now. Maybe his gun jammed, which is super cool because it makes it easy for me. Oh, there he goes. Okay, sweet. Tuco is up next for $1,000. Tuco's pretty vicious. So my goal here would be to be able to beat this game in a very quick fashion and then speed run the game using splits to keep track of my individual segment times. Boom shakalaka. Oh, come on. I know I hit him. Got him. One more and Tuco's out. Oh man, that's tough right there. Okay, so right at this point, he's so much faster than we are. There we go. Okay, Whitey McSween is next. Whitey McSween. For some reason, Whitey McSween always feels easier than Tuco. Maybe it's just the sprite color, because the green against the blue doesn't contrast as well as the white against the blue. So I don't know why Whitey McSween always seems like he's easier to kill. Okay, down to our last shot on Whitey McSween here. Alright, Stark Wilson's up next. Let's bang this out. There you go. There's one. The first two usually go pretty quick for each outlaw, except for Angel Eyes is the one that... Angel Eyes and Colonel Mortimer, they don't go very quick. But all of the solid colored sprites that are visible, like this guy, against the horizon, against the backdrop of the sky, first couple shots go pretty quick, and then after that they pick up speed and become more difficult to kill. Oh man, I thought I had him there. I thought I had you, Stark Wilson. Come on. Got killed. I got shot there. There goes my bid for a deathless run, but... Man. You just got to get the speed judged out. Alright, here's Colonel Mortimer. Oh, this isn't one of the hard ones then. Sergio Leone and Angel Eyes are the two hard ones. One of them is in cyan blue, which is the same color as the sky, and one of them is actually transparent in color, believe it or not. Alright, Indio, 10,000 reward. This is big bucks here. Here we go. Alright. Come on, Indio. Just slow down a little bit here. There we go. Oh, missed him. Dang. So as you can see, this game is, other than the increasing bounties and the increasing speed of the enemies here, of the outlaws, it's a fairly repetitive type game. And it's really not designed as a high score game. It's just designed as a, can you get to the end? Can you get to the end without losing a life, and how quickly can you get to the end? So, alright, Angel Eyes is next. So he's cyan in color, which means he's very difficult to see. Okay, see, I almost got shot there, but I got him before he got me, so I got lucky. Having a hard time seeing his feet right now, for one reason or another. I think it's probably because I have sunglasses on, because I'm too cool for school. If I take the sunglasses off, I'll be able to see him better. I gotta hit him one more time. Okay, Sergio Leone is the completely transparent guy. There's one. There's two. There's three. I get it twice more. Oh man, I thought I had him there, and there. Yeah, this one This one's pretty tough. Oh, there we go. So one more. I just got to get him one more time. There it is. Alright, the reign of terror is over for the outlaw gang. You have earned the respect of all your fellow cowboys and proven that it pays to ride for the brand. You have earned more than $60,000 in your quest, and you set off to buy your own ranch somewhere in the high mountain ranges of beautiful and colorful Colorado. Cue that winning music. Yeah. So this is on the easiest setting. So I actually wrote music for the end if you lose as well. So let's go ahead and get our ass kicked real quick so that you can hear the losing music, because I had to code all this music in, and it's not easy to do. So I had to compose it and then code it. So let me just get killed here. These bullets are moving slow. It's just as hard to get killed as it is to kill. Actually, it'd be easier to get killed if I actually killed this guy a couple of times, because then his speed will pick up and it won't be so difficult to... We'll track together, I guess. If you track together, it's easy to get shot. There's one. Alright. So this game is designed to be very difficult to die in the first couple of outlaws, just so you can get the feel for the game. There's one. I should be able to get a couple more here pretty quick. Okay, 2 more deaths and you'll hear the bad ending music. 1 more death and you'll hear the bad ending music. Okay, here we go. So when you die, you get a different text prompt and you get different music, obviously. Let's see here. Okay, you've been killed by the outlaws. They now own the ranch and the brand for which you rode. They have taken your girl and all you loved in life. In death, you will never be remembered for any good deed. However, you do have one more chance to make it right. If you would like to try again, press enter. So that's the game. That's one of my games I wrote for the system, and it's called Writing for the Brand. Not a particularly awesome game, not a particularly interesting game, not a particularly well-developed game, but it's one that I wrote, and I feel cool about having it. So I can always go back and play it, and eventually I would like to learn how to code well enough to do this in a quicker language, or be able to facilitate it by compiling this game into assembly using Harry Wilhelm's basic compiler. I don't use any floating point math in this, so it would compile very easily. The only thing that's difficult here is the music, because I have the music set up in a assembly language sub-program that's a music player. I would have to recode the music into Extended Basic, and then use the developer suite, the XB 2.7 developer suite, to turn it into sound lists and so on and so forth, which it all can be done. If I spent a couple of days working on it, I could probably do it. And then I could put my game onto a real cartridge, which would be super neat. Right now it runs off of disk. But anyway, that's that one, and I hope you enjoyed it. I've written several other games as well. One of them is called Werewolves and Wanderers, which is a fun game. There are games called Werewolves and Wanderers for other systems. This one is entirely original. The only reason I called it Werewolves and Wanderers was because I wanted to have the name recognition with it, because it is a similar type of game to other games that are called Werewolves and Wanderers. However, mine is totally original. It's coded in my way, with all of my own words and everything like that. I also wrote a game called Marcus of Marinus. That's another one I wrote. I also wrote Lemonade Stand with a little bit of help from a good friend of mine. I haven't spoke to him in a few years, but my good buddy Mark Hull helped me quite a bit on that game. Just showed me the ins and outs and taught me what I needed to know. It was the first game I ever coded, so it was really great that he was there to kind of help guide me through that. I miss you, Mark, if you're listening one day, if you ever hear this. And then let's see, I also did... I already talked about Marcus of Marinus. Marcus of Marinus is an interesting game because it loads off of tape, and it uses the Terminal Emulator 2 cartridge, which gives it speech capabilities. So it talks to you basically the entire game. It tells you what level you're on. It tells you when you die. It talks trash, I think. I don't remember exactly. It's been a few years since I played it, but these are all games that I put together over the years, and I haven't done much with the TI in a long time, and sort of coming back to it now. I did some Alpiner world record attempts the other day. I'm going to give up on that. I think it's just too random. Arcade Shopper's on. What's up, Greg? So yeah, today was a playthrough of writing for the brand. I've played through it twice and beat it. And then I played a third time and died intentionally so you could hear the ending music for the death sequence. I might play it one more time on a different level setting. I'm trying to remember what the different levels are. I know there's a speed increase as you move up to Cowpoke, and then also Pig Farmer, or not Pig Farmer, but Gunslinger. So we're gonna try this again. And it may be, there also may be a lives thing too. Like, I think you start with 5 lives as a pig farmer, and I think you have 3 lives as a cowpoke, and I think you have 1 life only as a gunslinger. So 1 shot, 1 kill. Let me check here. You're a Buck McShane, a loyal cowboy who rides for the brand. A band of outlaws has murdered your foreman and stolen most of the herd. The law has placed a bounty on this ruthless band of criminals, and you aim to collect. Armed only with an old Navy pistol that jams and misfires regularly, you set out to bring justice to the West. So we're going to do this as Cowpoke here, and I want to see if it's a lives thing and a speed thing, or if it's just a speed thing, because it literally, I'm telling you, it's been 10 years since I turned this game on, so let's see. Yeah, okay, so I have 4 lives here instead of 5. So maybe, and the speed also increases with the higher level outlaws as well. So let me die real quick. Let me get this guy going a little quicker, and then I'll die real quick. And I want to see how many lives you start with on Gunslinger. I think it's, well, now that I see that this is 4, I think it's probably 3 that you start with. So let me go ahead and just get killed here a couple times. So if you start with 3, then that's not quite as difficult as I initially imagined. But if I redo it, I might just do it as 1, because, you know, that would be pretty brutal. It's just like facing Sergio Leone and Angel Eyes. I mean, you can't see them; they're completely invisible. You've been killed by the outlaws. They now own the ranch and the brand for which you rode. They have taken your girl and all you loved in life. In death, you will never be remembered for any good deed. However, you do have 1 more chance to make it right. All right, let's try this again. We're going to try it as a gunslinger, and I think it's probably going to say 3 as starting lives for us. Although in retrospect, I would have liked to have made it 1 for a true sadist run. Yeah, so 3 lives here, plus the speed increase in the more difficult outlaws later in the game. So, yeah, we'll try to beat it here as a gunslinger. Why not? Gotta be careful. I only have 3 lives to play with here, so... Dead. Yeah, so he's getting a little quicker. I got shot there, so there's 1 of my 3. That sucks. That was on me, though. I totally backtracked when I shouldn't have. Alright, Cat McCloud at 500. See where we're at, Cat McCloud. Show me what you got, bruh. He's quick. and it's all about angles. It's all about its basic trigonometry, I guess. Just learning where you need to release based upon the speed and the trajectory of your projectile. It's very much about understanding the angles in this game. So if I got him, he didn't get me. That was lucky. If I do end up speedrunning this game with splits and everything like that, then I will probably have to get really, really good at these angles and stuff, because I'm pretty sure you can do this thing super fast. Like it would just require getting really, really good at the angles and the trajectories and stuff like that. My mic's feeding back because my headphones are hot. They're not on my head all the way because I have this stupid cowboy hat on. But I figure if I'm playing this game, I might as well have the stupid cowboy hat on. All right, Tuco's about to be dead. I got one more shot on Tuco, and he's toast. Boom. All right, Whitey McSween is next. What's up, Whitey McSween? Yeah, Whitey McSween is white as hell. Oh, dang. Alright. Yeah, that's... Boom. Whitey McSween, almost done. Oh, I thought he had me there. No, but his gun's jammed. He can't shoot right now, so that's an easy shot for me. I just got to get the angle right. There we go. Stark Wilson next at $5,000. Oh, man. This game. So again, because it was written in Extended Basic, and because Extended Basic is a relatively slow programming language for this system, some of the controls aren't quite as responsive or fast as you would like, and that's just part of it. And so rather than putting in the documentation that the game controls suck, basically I made it part of the story that the only thing you've got left is a Navy pistol. Dead. Oh man, I'm down to my last life here, and I'm not even past Stark Wilson yet. This is bad. So Greg suggests that if I update the game, that I should make different sprites for when you get shot, and I agree with that. And also maybe a sound effect, maybe like a something like that with the color change. That's a good call. Yeah, I died. So yeah, that's a good call out there, Greg. There's several things that I want to do with a bunch of my games, like Lemonade Stand. Okay, so this is a sad story, but I started working with Lemonade Stand 4 or 5 years ago because Lemonade Stand, my version of that game, is very sprite driven, very like you have to watch the customers pass by the front of the lemonade stand, etc., etc., and it takes a while. And so people who want to play the game fast and don't want to sit there and watch that animation a bunch of times, they just get bored with it because the animation, you can't skip it. So I started an adjustment. I made a fast version that you could select at the beginning of the game, where you could either do, day-to-day animations, or you could just do the numbers game. The numbers game was pretty cool. Where it's just basically like the old Drug Wars game on the old TI calculators, or the old Lemonade Stand on the TI calculator. But it would be really fast, really simple, and it would go through really quickly. And you could do the whole 30 days. The game takes 30 days to beat. Each day takes however long, but and you could go through the whole thing very quickly and play it as a like a mental exercise kind of thing. So anyway, I put all this work in. I had this whole thing built, and it was beautiful. And I was getting ready to. I was going to, for the 10-year anniversary of that game, because I released it in 2009, and in 2019 was the year I redid it, I was going to release a 10-year anniversary copy of that game. Unfortunately, my hard drive crashed, and I lost not only all the work I did on that game, but a ton of work I was doing on my RPG Legend of Beryl Reichardt, which will probably never get finished. Now that Realms of Antiquity by Adamantier is done, now that that's out and released, I don't really see a purpose for Beryl Reichardt at this point, because it would be pretty inferior. It would be a different type of game. Instead of being a CRPG, it would be more like a JRPG, with much simpler controls. Everything is going to be menu driven. Not a lot of key shortcuts. A lot of click the space bar to go to the menu, and then select which menu drop down you want to do, and then what sub menu and stuff like that. So yes, there is some value there, but I mean, frankly, the RPG world for the TI has seen its pinnacle, I think. And if you guys have not yet seen the Realms of Antiquity done by Adamantier, you've got to check it out. It's unbelievable the type of depth and texture that game has for being on a system that was produced in 1981. So I would definitely suggest, if you have not yet had an opportunity to play that game, check it out. My son, he goes as BC, B period C period on YouTube, has been streaming chunks of that game, Realms of Antiquity. I think he's a couple hours into it right now, and I think he has another stream planned for this weekend, so you can watch him. You can watch him stream that game, and I may stream it again too, frankly, because it's one of those games, every time I put it in, I just feel great about being a fan of this old system. Life gets in the way sometimes. You don't always get a chance to do your hobbies the way you want, but there's a little bit of a window right now where I can sort of kind of dive back in and at least catch up on the things that I've been missing out on. The community is amazing. The Texas Instruments 99 4A home computer community is incredible. It's mostly on Atari Age. That's where most of the development and ideas get passed around and things like that. But Greg says I should make Beryl Reichardt anyway. Yeah, they are different. They're definitely different types of games. My game would be very, if I could make a comparison, I would say that Realms of Antiquity, Adam's game, would be very similar to like an Ultima style or wizardry style of game, very CRPG style. And the game that I'm working on would be very similar to a game called Mystic Quest on the Super Nintendo. It's sort of what I designed the game after, as far as the controls and everything go. And then some of the store stuff and some of the language used in it, I took from one of my favorite action adventure games, Faxanadu, which has RPG elements as well. People call it Fazanadu, which is probably the correct pronunciation since it's supposed to mean Famicom Xanadu. So Fazanadu is probably the correct way to pronounce it, but I've been calling it Faxanadu since 1987, and I don't think I can change it now. It's coming up on 40 years I've been calling it the same thing, so I'm not changing. It's Faxanadu to me. But for me, Beryl Reichardt was designed to be a very colorful RPG that's significantly shorter than Realms of Antiquity in scope and scale, but has elements of Faxanadu and Mystic Quest in it. So maybe one of these days I'll do a stream of my demo of the Beryl Reichardt game. I have a demo. It's a playable demo where you can save your progress in the first world. You can travel. You have to find keys in different places and take them to open different doors, and you have to go in and talk to different people throughout the course of the first level quest. And the only thing the first level does not have is battle. That's one thing I had not yet implemented when I stopped work on it. So maybe I'll demo that at some point. Along with another one of my demos I did called Jedi Gauntlet. Jedi Gauntlet was a really cool little demo that I did. 100% console TI basic. You don't need a cartridge. All you need is a tape player to load it, and you can load the game in and play Jedi Gauntlet. And that's actually a pretty cool game. You play as Yoda, and you have to go through these different levels, traversing them, and Yoda's cannot pick anything up, so he has to use the Force to move objects, and there's different things. So the puzzle game thing is pretty cool. I think there's an opportunity there for some good stuff. But I think I'm out of space, getting close to being out of space in TI Basic for Jedi Gauntlet. Console basic programs can only be somewhere around 12K, I believe. I think they can only be about 12K. And the reason for that is that it's a 16K internal RAM, right? CPU RAM, but you don't really get all 16K because there's 2 to 4K, 2 to 4K in routines and things that are built in. Forgive me, I'm so rusty on this terminology at this point with the TI, but a lot of the interpreters and things like that are contained in the RAM as well. And TI Basic is basically, no pun intended, it is a double interpreted language. So assembly language is the native language of the TMS9900 chip, which is the brain of the TI-99. There is a language called GPL, and GPL is intriguing because it is basically a secondary language. It's not quite as low level as assembly, but it's not as high level as basic. So GPL, the basic language on the TI was written in GPL. So it's double interpreted. It's not assembly, it's not GPL, it's TI basic. There's 2 levels of interpretation that have to happen in order for the system to turn the right ones and zeros on to do what you want it to do in BASIC. So if you've ever programmed in BASIC, it's very simple, very, very close to English. You know, for instance, if this happens, then go do this. If then statements, very, very English type oriented type stuff there. So anyway, TI Basic's pretty slow, and Greg says there's a trick to make bigger games for TI Basic using GROM. I had heard that. I know that I had talked to Tercy about that at one point, and he had some ideas on that for Jedi Gauntlet, but that would be an interesting thing to discuss, because right now I think Jedi Gauntlet has 4 levels, and I think I had originally intended on it to have 10. Increasing in difficulty as they go. And it's been 5 or 6 years since I messed with that, so I don't even remember what the code looks like. I've got it somewhere on one of these computers, maybe on a backed up hard drive. Unfortunately for me, doing a lot of moving and computer swapping and stuff, sometimes it's a chore just to find the right hard drive that I need to plug into my PC to find the old code and stuff like that. And GitHub is probably the route I need to go if I ever want to do programming again. But yeah, for the most part for me, it's just, this is about nostalgia for me. This is about getting back to some of the old creations that I made, and this is one of them today. We're writing for the brand. Maybe I'll stream Lemonade Stand later, or another one of my games. But anyway, for the time being, I just appreciate y'all sticking around and hanging out. If you'd like to see more TI-99 games, I've done Alpiner, and now I've done writing for the brand. I have some other ones I'd really love to do as well, including some more recently produced ones. Eric and Monsterland is one I want to do. By a good friend of mine, Joe, I believe his first name is, wrote that game, and it's a fun game to play. He's written like a few other ones that are in a similar vein that are also really cool that I have not yet had the opportunity to play. And then obviously Realms of Antiquity, which is easily for me my favorite TI game ever produced. Rasmus Mouseguard has created some really, really beautiful games as well. There's a lot of great games on the TI, especially ones that have been produced relatively recently. The amount of ability and skill in this community is insane, considering this computer is almost 40 years old now. It's over 40 years old now, 42 years old. Somebody just joined, Matt. Is this out for the public? Yeah, sorry, I just joined. Yes, it is. This game can be downloaded from AtariAge.com. If you go into the AtariAge.com TI-99 4A forum, into the forum, you can go into the sub-forum called TI-99 4A Development, and this game is actually posted in the development sub-forum. So you can download it there and play it. It just runs on Classic 99. So, which is a fantastic emulator created by Tercy. I'll play it one more time here. I'll just see if I can beat it one more time before I shut this stream down. And again, if you guys like the TI-99, if you like the feel, if you like the look, and you want me to do more streams or whatever, let me know. I'm happy to do it. It's probably my favorite game system / programming / computer / utility system of all time. It's a home computer. It came out in '81 with the home computer market. It is the predecessor to the TI-99 4A was the TI-99 4, which came out in, I believe, '79, if I'm not mistaken. So let's play this thing again. Writing for the brand, press enter to continue. We're going to do that. And I'll go through this whole thing again. You are Buck McShane, a loyal cowboy who rides for the brand. A band of outlaws has murdered your foreman and stolen most of the herd. The law has placed a bounty on this ruthless band of criminals, and you aim to collect. Armed only with an old Navy pistol that jams and misfires regularly, you set out to bring justice to the West. And we're going to select, let's do Pig Farmer, because I actually want to beat the game, and I'm not good enough at my own game to feel comfortable with Gunslinger just yet. So let's start with, let's just do Pig Farmer. I'm going to take these things off because I really, really want to try to beat this game again. Let's do it. Here we go. Walt SEEVER is our first outlaw we got to kill. There's one shot, two shots. Third, you got to shoot each outlaw 5 times to kill them. Nope. Almost took a beating there. There's 4, one more, and he's dead. Yeah, so what I was trying to say earlier was, because the input response is not all that great, I did what a lot of early programmers did when they were writing on BASIC, and that's turn the shitty controls into a feature, right? So in this particular game, you're armed with an old Navy pistol that jams and misfires regularly. What that means is if you hit the fire button and it doesn't fire, it's designed that way. It's a crappy old pistol, right? I don't think I fooled anybody with that one, but I still think it's funny. Okay, one more shot and Cat McCloud is done. Come on, Cat McCloud. Okay, Cat McCloud is not going down without a fight here. Why is Cat McCloud giving me so much grief? It's the angles here. It's tough. Ooh, almost got shot there. Must have gone over my head. Oh man, I thought I had him. Yeah, he gets quick here. I got shot. Cat McCloud shot me. That's okay. Next is Tuco. Reward is 1,000. 1,000 gold for Tuco. $1,000 in Spanish gold. Or Mexican gold. It always struck me that back in the day, for some reason in all the old Western movies that I love, they're always hunting a treasure box of Mexican gold that was supposed to be for the payroll of the Mexican army, and and now you got to find it so you can profit from it. I'm like, well, I guess if that's your bag, that's your bag. Yeah, they're getting tough here. Tuco's quick. Got him. Whitey McSween. Whitey McSween. Reward is $2,000 in Mexican silver. Let's go that way. Whitey McSween. I almost had him bouncing off that wall. So that is one technique I recall now. That if you can get them into a corner and you get the timing just right on it, you can actually get them to bounce off the wall directly into your bullets for the whole sequence of 5 shots. It doesn't work with the later outlaws, but some of the slower ones that you get early, like Cat McCloud and Walt SEEVER, you can do that with all of them if you get the timing right. And I'm way out of practice right now. All right, Stark Wilson, $5,000 in Spanish doubloons, recovered from an ancient shipwreck in the Gulf of Mexico. Let's go with that. We can get as crazy as we want to with this. Alright, Stark Wilson, not proving to be much of a challenge. See, I almost had that bounce going there. It's all about timing. It's all about rhythm and timing. This is not necessarily a rhythm game, but it can be if you get good enough at it. Colonel Mortimer, 7,000 gold. He's in gray. So Colonel Mortimer's in gray here. So when I first released this game in 2011, I issued a challenge to anybody that could tell me the origin of each one of the outlaws' names. It was released with the game title, and I never had anybody try to tell me the origin of these characters' names. Now, some of them are pretty obvious, right? Like Colonel Mortimer, Angel Eyes, those are pretty obvious ones from classic Western movies, you know, spaghetti Westerns. But some of them are maybe not quite so obvious, like Walt SEEVER and Cat in the Cloud. I died again. So I offered up that challenge when I first released it, never got taken up on it, so if I may fix this game up, re-release it, re-offer the challenge, go from there. Alright, we got Angel Eyes here. Now, if you remember, Angel Eyes is in cyan blue, so you don't really see him, all you see is his feet. Right there at the top of the screen where the sand meets the horizon, or the sand meets the sky to form the horizon, I guess is a better way to put that. So the difficulty increases pretty steeply between now and the end of the game. And honestly, there's just this guy and then one more. Shit, I thought I had him there. We're going to win this. I have faith we're going to win this. One more shot and Angel Eyes is gone. He's quick though. He's fast. It's really funny because if you watch this game being played, it really doesn't feel interesting to watch. But when you're actually playing the game, it almost puts you in some sort of a weird trance, because it's like you're dancing with this enemy and finding a way to get around him. Sergio Leone, this is the $20,000 main boss. He's completely invisible. There is no sprite color whatsoever, not even the cyan that we can use. Which makes it difficult. Now you really have to understand the patterns and... Oh, would I get shot again? No, I didn't. He got shot again, though. Alright, final boss. We only need to hit him one more. There it is. The reign of terror is over for the Outlaw Gang. You have earned the respect of all your fellow cowboys and proven that it pays to ride for the brand. If you have earned more than $60,000 in Spanish silver in your quest, and you set off to buy your own ranch somewhere in Colorado. Just create your own brand, and then hopefully you'll get a loyal cowboy to come work for you that one day will avenge your death. So that's the game. It's been a long stream. I didn't plan on streaming this long. Yeah, that's basically it. And the game definitely needs a revamp. It needs a refresher, and it needs some adjustments made to it. Eventually, I would like to figure out a way to compile it. I'd have to figure out this sound player thing, which I'm sure there's some brilliant people online who can help me with that. But anyway, it's been a lot of fun, and I'm looking forward to doing some work on this game at some point. Maybe not now, but I'll come back to this game, and it'll be a good time. So thank you guys for hanging out. Thank you to Matt. Thank you to Greg. Thank you to Linda. Thank you to Serenade in the Sunroom. All of you guys are amazing. I appreciate all of you. I will probably stream again tonight. I'm not sure what I'll stream yet. If you have any suggestions, leave them in the comments of the video, and we'll see what we can do. If you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please do so, because that helps. And if you want to see more content like this,